Hello proxies, so in this video, I want to go over all the current Ramielle leaks and rumors, talk about why the community is getting so hyped over her, what her role in the future meta could look like, and whether she actually seems worth saving for right now, or if people are maybe overreacting a little bit. So Ramielle is basically one of the original Void Hunters from way back, like over 100 years ago. She was known for being part of the group that pushed the Dark Wall back by about 37 kilometers, alongside Vike and the leader of the Falkenhayn mercenary troop. But outside of that, not much is really known about her past. The main thing we do know is that she sealed her weapon, Ramielle, inside a companion hollow in Persinus Hollow. What's kind of interesting is that she seems to be displaced in time. She doesn't seem familiar with things like nitro fuel, and even cultural changes like how witherbloom flowers are used between the founding of Eridu and now. At some point, she ended up becoming a citizen of Roskillifer, but later on she turned into a fugitive after apparently trying to assassinate Sunbringer for reasons that still aren't known. Ramielle Dan is finally getting ready to step into the spotlight in the 3.1 anniversary patch. From what leaks are suggesting, she's not really a main DPS. Instead, she leans more into a support or sub-DPS type role. And apparently, she could be a straight upgrade to Yuzuha, basically setting a new standard for how future anomaly teams are going to look. If you're already planning ahead for team comps, she's said to work really well with characters like Valina, Arya, and Vivian. But one important thing to keep in mind is that she doesn't really seem to fit with Miyabi teams, so she might actually push you toward building a second anomaly setup instead of just stacking everything into one team. Also, one of the more interesting rumors going around is that Ramielle might not just be another variant of an existing element or playstyle. Some leaks and community speculation are suggesting she could introduce something completely new, possibly even a new element called Lumen. Nothing about this is confirmed yet, but if it turns out to be true, it would basically mean she's not just a strong character. She could represent a whole new direction for how combat works in Zenless Zone 0. And that's part of why people are so hyped about her right now, because she doesn't just feel like a new unit, she feels like she could be tied to a bigger system change in the future meta. Another big theory is that she could be more of a debuff or support style unit, where instead of doing all the damage herself, she weakens enemies and amplifies the damage of the entire team. That fits with the whole Void Hunter theme too, where characters aren't just strong individually, but completely change how fights play out. On the other side, there's also a strong belief that she might be a burst DPS type character, the kind that builds up power and then deletes enemies in short windows rather than staying on field forever. That would match the idea of her being a high-impact, story-level character who doesn't just fight normally, but completely flips encounters when she appears. At this point, it's pretty clear why she's getting so much attention. She's not just another upcoming character, she feels like she could be tied to a much bigger shift in the 3.0 era, both in terms of story and possibly even gameplay direction. But at the same time, it's important to remember that most of this is still leaks, theories, and community interpretation, so nothing is actually confirmed yet. So the way I see it is simple. Stay excited, keep an eye on updates, but don't overcommit your resources based purely on hype. 3.0 is likely going to bring a lot of changes anyway, so it's better to stay flexible and see how everything actually unfolds. That's all for today, proxies. Hope this video brought you some new info on Ramielle. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.